Hello, friends, and welcome to the 15th episode of the Squad Pod. My name is Maddock Jr., and I will be your host for this week. Our big topic for the week is Spellbreak. We're very excited to talk a little bit about Magic, but before we get to all that, hot dropping into the battlefield today, we have this Marvel Fortnite season has him cranking 90s like he's cracked out of his mind. Kevin Ace.
Oh my god, dude.
So soggy, dude.
Soggy 90s, dude. So soggy 90s.
Fortnite update is crazy, dude. I got Storm. God. He's awesome. I'm about to get Doom. Dr. Doom. Remember him? That guy's crazy too.
Whoa.
That guy is crazy.
Crazy.
As well.
Last movie he was in, he was wearing like trash bags and stuff, dude.
Alright, we don't remember too much about that one, alright?
Our next guest will just finish his tasks when he's dead. He doesn't care. Washburn. Let's go, Washburn.
I mean, yeah, dude. If I'm a ghost, I'll just finish my tasks, bro. You know?
Yeah, I do know. I do.
You know, it's fun performing Inception this week on Kevin and Mike. So
yeah. Yes, that was a move and a half.
I did that the week before too. So you learned. Remember when I did on Flurple and booted out Bojangles?
Oh my god, what a game!
What a game!
Incredible, truly incredible. Game of the year. This man has a problem. His problem, he is addicted to that NBA 2K VC, the host of the Kind of Funny X-Cast, Snow Bike Mike.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys? I'm Snow Bike Mike. Oh, man, VC.
Oh, my God.
I'm making 3 characters. Oh, I'm so crazy. Oh, am I good at this game? I don't know.
No.
No.
Well, we'll have to talk to him about that later. But until then, finally joining us this week, the Big Yeetus himself,
Big Yeetus.
Bojangles.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. What's up, Maddock?
Not too much. It's just really, really bright in my room right now if you're watching the YouTube video.
Yeah, it looks like you're ascending from heaven right now.
Yeah, it's bad. There's not really a way to get out of it. My blinds are very see-through, so it doesn't really help. You can catch the podcast every week on podcast services around the globe and YouTube on the Snowbike Mike gaming channel. Now we'll get into the games we've been playing this week. We've been very limited this week. We've been playing games that we've talked about a lot on here. Among Us, Fall Guys, Call of Duty. But last night, Washburn and Kevin Ace hopped into a little bit of the Madden. How was the Madden experience?
Better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah. It still baffles me that in this 6v6 mode, Madden has decided that the party size is limited to 3 players and 3 computers instead of, just having 6 people on a team. Makes no sense to me, but put that aside, yeah, I had a lot more fun with it than I thought I was going to. I really thought we were going to go in there, me, Mike, and Kevin, and get absolutely ran on, and we lost. Like, we definitely lost, but I think the games were closer than I thought they would have been. We managed to score a couple of touchdowns, get a couple stops. It's Madden, it's Madden with some flashy street moves, and you get to customize your character. The yard mode has some special rules where you can't run. It's all passing. You can pass as many times as you want behind the line of scrimmage.
Fun.
Yeah,
I like
so
that.
There's that about it, but I mean, it's Madden. If you've ever played Madden, you've played Madden and you know what that is, right? For the past 5, 6, 7, however many years, Madden hasn't changed much, and I think this is sort of their take on like the Volta mode, from FIFA.
Yeah.
Which I really did enjoy more than I thought I would. I really like that Volta mode, and I think
they didn't have a multiplayer thing in the Volta mode though, did they?
Yeah, they did.
They did.
Yeah,
You couldn't squad up. There was something about it that stopped us from playing it with Snowbike Mike. I don't remember.
They added it afterwards, I think. Maddock.
Oh, really?
Told you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there was.
So when it first came out, it was just like you had to queue solo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not fun.
Yeah,
we should hop back into that then.
Yeah, I think the Volta mode is a lot more full. It's more of a fully realized mode, whereas this yard is kind of like, we're gonna try it. If people like it, we'll expand on it. If not, then we'll just scrap it in the next game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's really not that much to it. As a game mode. There are a lot of customization options for your character, and you can earn money and buy different clothes, or just buy different clothes with real money. Um, but it's Madden, and the unfortunate truth with sports games is none of them are that great. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate for people like me who like sports and like video games and just want a truly great sports video game. Those don't really exist, in today's market. Every game, NBA 2K, Madden. I'm not much of a FIFA guy. I know Boney probably has a lot of more thoughts on the NHL side, but even the UFC, they're just so hollow, and none of them to me feel like they put a lot of love and care into it. And especially this year's Madden, you go on YouTube, there's still stuff. This is Madden 21. People are finding stuff from Madden 19, like Madden 19 logos, like assets copied and pasted from 2 years ago.
Gotta love
So
that.
yeah, it sucks that there's no competition in that space, and what happens when you have no competition? It just gets stale, and there's no incentive to innovate and gain a loyal following or dominate that market. So yeah, it's Madden. It's fine if you like Madden and you have 3 friends. Yeah, go out and try the yard mode. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, all these game modes like the Volta and the yard and the 3v3 hockey, I love them all. It's just like, could we get a little bit like its own fully developed game would be nice.
That's what I think. Volta was fully realized. Like when
Yeah.
Volta came with the story mode, and you can leave that or take it. But you do progress. As you play Volta more and more, you get skill points. You level up your guy. You can add specific players to your squad. You can customize each and every player on your squad in very specific ways, from aesthetics to the way they actually play. Whereas Madden, the yard is like you're you, right?
Mhm.
You make one character, and then you sort of play these pickup games where you just sort of pick from a list of other characters. All of them are, professional football players from different teams. Or you can go in head to head with a party of 3, and each of you gets to control one computer. So,
Oh, gotcha.
in addition to your own character. So, like, you have 3, your 3 created characters, and then each of you is assigned a specific computer. So, it is what it is. It's fine. It's better than I thought it would be. It's not anything that's going to revolutionize Madden. And not it's that sort of thing where, like, I don't have much to say on it other than if you have 3 friends and you all have Madden or you have EA access and you want to try it, just try it. It's not something that I would say, oh, this makes Madden 21 a must buy. You
For
know
sure.
what I mean? It's not going to push the game in that direction, but yeah, I had a bit of fun with it. Kevin, you don't really play or pay much attention to football, so I'm curious to hear, your thoughts.
I know how the game's played, but when you guys were telling me these people that I had to choose for that prototype thing, I was like, I don't know who you guys are talking about. I don't know anyone in the football and Madden, and I mean NFL right now. So I was so confused. But
Yeah, it's funny.
It's a funny thing too, Washburn. I haven't played a Madden game since 11. That was the last one I played, and I was like, I wonder how hard this game is since I haven't played in a long time. And I had to get used to the control. And it's also weird because I've never played with in a multiplayer with the team before. Like, I didn't play with friends. I was always doing solos.
Yeah.
So it was weird going into that and being like, I always do like the quarterback, and I usually know who to pass it to. I don't know. It felt weird having to like figure out if he's gonna pass it to me or not. You said you did say you were gonna pass it to me, but it just felt weird. I don't know why.
Yeah. Being a receiver is totally different. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you never know if the ball's coming to you. And I played quarterback last night. Mike played quarterback last night, and I don't think Kevin really ever played quarterback. But the yard mode's cool, where like there are certain plays because you can pass as many times as you want,
Mm-hmm.
right behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So Kevin would get a route where he like cuts back and runs behind the line of scrimmage. You can pitch it off to Kevin. Then Kevin's the quarterback. And now Kevin has all these other options. You know, he can throw it to Mike or pitch it back for somebody else to throw. So it's cool that they, put all those rules into it. And it feels like a sort of a unique 6-on-6 game mode. But again, for me, it's just not something that's going to push the game forward. And I honestly, I'd be surprised if we even see it in Madden 22.
Yeah, I would have liked it. Would have been like 3v3 or actually have friends pull up the whole team.
Yeah.
Like that was weird having the computers. And then when you said that you controlled the other computer that you picked, I had no clue for a while. So I guess you guys were passing to me. I just had no clue.
Yeah, it just makes no sense to me that they put this 6-on-6 game mode in the game and limit it to 3-on-3. It's just so odd. But it's just another thing with these sports games, man. It's like who's testing this? Who's in the EA offices saying like, oh yeah, this is fine? Like they didn't have anybody say like this is 6-on-6. We need to allow 6-on-6 teams. Like there's nobody there to ask that question or make sure that happens because it's mind blowing. It's I can't wrap my head around it. This is a multi-billion-dollar franchise and it's just so mediocre. It makes no sense to me, but whatever. I mean, people are going to buy it. People are going to go to Madden and buy hundreds, thousands of dollars worth of Ultimate Team packs. Same with 2K, same with FIFA, and they're going to get away with it every year. It's the same thing with 2K, So
yeah, the hockey one's a lot of fun, but the problem with the hockey one is we tried to go back to it a month ago maybe, and there wasn't anyone playing, and we couldn't even queue into a match, which is a bummer.
Right.
Yeah, it was weird. So it felt like even on what was it the last years? Was that in 19? I mean, not in Madden. NHL 19. We were able to find matches easily, even though it was like almost a year old. But like for this, NHL
ended up being on like the games with gold for the year in 19. I think that's why we were able to find a bunch.
That's probably why. Yeah,
because I think people just hopped into it after it was on games with gold.
During the NHL playoffs last year, they gave 19 away for free. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Damn,
yeah. And so we're on the free trial. Like I have not bought Madden 21, and I'm not going to. You know what I mean? We're on the EA Access 10-hour free trial. We jumped in, we tried it out. It's just right now it's fall. You know what I mean? There's so many games coming out, just bam, 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 and I'm shocked that I'm even playing NBA 2K right now because like I still want to jump back into Avengers. We're looking at three of these great Mario games coming out for the Switch later this week. Immortals Phoenix Rising has my attention now as like a possible game of the year contender. Cyberpunk, and it's just like we're staring at the next generation and all these new games, and like to get me to buy a sports game is a big ask right now because we're getting a lot of heavy hitters, especially this year at the end of the year.
For sure. All right, Kevin has beaten Tony Hawk. Both parts of it, 100%.
It's done. I beat it.
100%, Kevin.
I am the Tony Hawk. I didn't 100% like the whole game, but I beat like Tony Hawk 1 and 2's like challenges thing when you go to each map. I did all that. So I'm done with all that. The only thing I have to do for that game is, I guess, there's a rank and free skate session thing. I don't know what that is. I need to try it out. I guess it's just.
I think that's online, isn't it?
No, it's another thing. It's in Skate Tours, yeah. It's like, I guess, get the highest points in any map. I don't know. It was weird. I need to check it out. But yeah, pretty much finished the game. That game was really fun. I like that game. Damn. If they make a new like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like I don't know 6, I can't wait and see like what kind of maps they make and how better it feels since like 5 and Pro Skater, the remake HD from 360. So this game is awesome. I love it. I can't wait for more. I wish the multiplayer was good though, so I'd play with you guys and stuff. But yeah, finish it. I think I'm gonna go back. I think I want to get all the achievements in that game. It's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna try to do it.
Ooh.
Just so I can keep
Fair.
playing and playing. That's gonna be
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Do we know
Bojangles, did
how-
you play at all?
I haven't played it yet.
Okay.
Still
Do we know
waiting.
how Tony Hawk 1 and 2 did in sales?
I do not.
It came out last week though, right? So
Mm.
It kind of seemed like it was
Yeah, it's
popping
only
off
been
a little
yeah,
bit.
it's only been a week since it's been out. Yeah.
No, we'll have to wait for the next.
Yeah, I think, if the
September
game does
sales
well,
numbers.
then-
Yeah,
If I'm Activision, I'm looking at Vicarious Visions and saying, "Hey, y'all clearly understand this. Let's start from scratch and take this formula and build something from the ground up." Because as like I think we talked about this last week. I never grew up with Tony Hawk, but man, this game is fun as shit. It is so
Yeah.
fun, dude. Like it is just. It feels so good to play, to try and bust these gigantic combos. And I get frustrated with it because I'm not the type of guy who wants to go find 5 life preservers or 5 popcorn buckets.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just not going to be my jam. My jam is always going to be how big of a combo can I bust on this map. And that aspect of it is so much fun and it feels so good to do. So, yeah, it's shocking how good this game is to me.
yeah. That's what I'm surprised too. It's really good, and I didn't think it would have been that good, but yeah. So they have something going because the last game they made was that Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, and that was really good too. So I wonder if they're gonna go that route where they kind of remake like old games or whatnot. So I'm interested in. They made a lot of games. Holy moly!
Yeah, they definitely did.
So I can't wait to see what they make next. I hope it's another Tony Hawk. They got that pretty much set because I think the next Crash Bandicoot is made by. Wait, who's making the next Crash Bandicoot?
Someone else?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Toys for Bob or
Oh,
Beanox or something like that.
Yeah, there might be Toys for Bob.
Imagine
Yeah.
if they do Underground, man. Like
That's what I want. That's what I want.
the
That'd be a lot of fun.
The reason I love Underground in American Wasteland too, and I know a lot of people hate American Wasteland, but I liked it. Is because those games are more open world and they have like that sort of narrative and more RPG elements, and they sort of took out like you have 2 minutes, go and find 5 of these things over and over again, and that's the part of this game that I don't jive with as much. But man, if Vicarious Visions was like, "Yo, we're gonna do Underground," god dang, I would be all in on that.
That would be pretty great. I think I played Underground more than I played the original too.
Me too. Yeah, that
Yeah,
Underground was my entrance point.
I think 2 was my entrance point, or 1, which I can't remember which one it was. I remember I had one on a PS1 a day.
I remember playing it, but I never had it until Underground, I feel like.
Yeah, but
I don't remember much about 2 or even 3, but 4 and then Underground are the 2 that I was really into. Tony Hawk 4 and Underground.
4 had Alcatraz, I think.
Yep, Alcatraz. The zoo level was really cool.
It had
3 had
TNT.
Darth Maul, right? Was
I
3
thought-
the one with Darth
Yeah.
Maul?
I thought that was like a
Yeah.
PlayStation exclusive one, and then there was a different one for one of the other consoles.
Was it? Oh man, I forgot.
I think so. I think it was like per console, like which random secret character you got.
I always think Tony Hawk is a PlayStation exclusive for some reason. I don't know why, but it's not.
Yeah.
Same here. I always think that too, but then I remember I played Tony Hawk on my Nintendo 64.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
about me playing Underground on GameCube. So
Yep. GameCube is where I played Underground.
Underground's such a good game. What a story too! It actually had a good story for being the first one with the story.
Mm-hmm.
God, I should bring that back. Yeah, remake that one. Remake 2. Can't wait to see what Vicarious Vision does. They're doing some good stuff there. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
I can't wait to 100% this game.
Yeah, for sure. And next, we want to talk a little. I guess Washburn is the only one who's played this, but they were playing on stream last night with JT Neal and Snowbike Mike playing that NBA 2K21.
No,
And
it's happening.
The scam that game is.
Yep. Let's start there.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to start.
It's so egregious. Like I can't think of another word for it. So I don't know y'all's history with 2K. I played this shit every year. I'm so tired of it. Every year I tell myself I'm not going to do it, but I love basketball and I love video games, and this is the only one. And so it gets me. I'm, and it is egregious, and I know it's egregious, and I do it anyway, and I'm the problem, right?
Yeah.
When you buy 2K, let's start from the base level because this is layered.
It is.
It's $60. It's 60, and I'm not even going to get into the shit that they owe me that I don't have. Let's just start from the $60 price point. The game is $60 full price. If you get into My Career, which is the main mode, it's the marquee mode, and I know there are people out there who play My Team, and I know that's a big deal, but My Career is the mode, right? Like, this is where you make a player, you level them up over time, you can team up with your buddies, going to the park, going to the pro-am, play together on, play 5-on-5 or 3-on-3 basketball together, right? It's the dream. And you buy this game for $60. Your My Career player starts at a base cap of 60. Okay, level 60, and this is at a 99. It's unplayable, and it's been this way ever since I can remember NBA 2K. If you are at a level 60, it's not fun. The game is not fun. It's designed to be not fun at level 60. To get to your immediate hard cap of 85, where the game becomes playable and fun, that's $50. $50 more dollars. Just give us $50 and you can go be an 85, and then you can really start to grind your badges and have some semblance of fun playing this single player grind where you are going into these NBA games and you are leveling up and you are earning your badges and you are actually noticing progress. But if you don't spend that $50, it's the chances that you're even going to get that high before burning out are so low because the game's just not fun. So it's a cash grab. It's egregious. And that's just one mode. I'm not like, I don't even play My Team because My Team is it's the other side of that coin where it's like,
isn't it like the ultimate
that's the
team?
Ultimate Team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play Ultimate Team for the same reason.
No, I never play Ultimate Team in any game because it just confuses me. I don't understand it.
There's just so many systems going on. You're like, what the hell?
And it's designed to confuse you, so you just say fuck it and buy card packs. Like that is the way that the game is designed. And it's horrible. And nobody should buy this. And I regret buying it already. Every time I play it, I feel bad about myself, which is all the time because I play it all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
It's like my biggest guilty pleasure in existence. If somebody were to come up to me and say, Washburn, what's your biggest guilty pleasure? Games, movies, TV, whatever. Out of everything you've ever done or known, the answer is always NBA 2K. Because I always fucking buy this game and I always spend $50 on VC to get my guy up to 85 so that I can actually enjoy the game. So every year I'm spending $110 on NBA 2K because that's what it costs. And the changes are negligible. Well, like they've changed shooting a little bit this year. They've changed dribbling, whatever. I'm not a pro. I'm never going to get into those systems as deep as I want to be able to because I don't understand them. But man, it's so infuriating to have this game that is fun once you get into it and once you are able to go in the park and win games and do all that, but to just be kept behind this barrier of entry that is $110. It sucks. And it's not going to change, and it's never going to change until EA or somebody can come out and make a truly great basketball game where all this stuff is included as it should be, for the entry price of $60. So
I was going to say, Bone Jangles and I know because we play a lot of my player in NHL. Even when you're at the lowest, like your player first starts off, you can still score goals, you can still pass it to people and get assists. It like doesn't like absolutely break it, like it doesn't break you the way the NBA 2K does when you're a 60 and you make like one mistake and it's like pumping your numbers down and your ratings down constantly. Like NHL definitely has it like the correct way where it's still like fun to play. You just don't score as much as you would.
And I'd say FIFA's like that too, because I've played my career in FIFA where you make a character and you go through the same motions. UFC as well. Like UFC, the My Career mode's great. I would say UFC 3 had the single best My Career mode of any sports game I've ever played, because you jump in, you level up, you fight, you go back, you train, you level up, and it's that loop, and it's simple and it's addictive, and you don't have to pay any money to be able to enjoy that. Whereas with NBA 2K, you have to pay money to enjoy it, period. That's just the way it is. And
the thing about 2K that's the most egregious is it doesn't matter if you turn everything to the easiest possible settings.
Right. Well,
like on NHL, you can at least be like, I want to play on easy, and you can score like 8 goals a game if you want to. But on NBA, they're like, nah, you can't do that. You can't make this game easier. Fuck you.
Yeah. And the game sort of spits in your face, and it's upsetting, but it's 2K. I mean, it's 2K. And
yeah, it's been a while since
the thing about this year's 2K that I keep hearing that is interesting to me is like, well, they saved a lot of stuff for the next generation version. And it's like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? I've got the park, I've got the pro am, I'm playing in my career, I'm doing all the stuff I do every other year. And it looks like 2K. It is 2K. So what does that mean? So when this next generation version comes out, am I going to see a massive jump in quality? Because I know I'm not going to see the massive jump in customer friendliness. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
For sure.
It's hard to sit and be positive on 2K, but like, the game is fun. It's basketball. If you want to play a basketball game, there is a season mode where you like, say, let's go back to basics. I just want to jump in 2K and I want to play through the Dallas Mavs season. You can do that. That's a mode. That's fine. And I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun doing that. You can go into my GM and you can play through a season. You can be a team owner. You can make that as complicated or as simple as you want it to be. And those modes are fine and good. And the actual basketball gameplay side of 2K is rock solid every single year. But the My Career modes and the My Team modes, these modes that they really market and the modes that sort of allow you to live out this basketball fantasy, it's unfortunate that those are just gate kept behind such a high price tag.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played a My Player, but like I think I might have, because at one point that game was on sale for $2, and I think I bought it on the Switch and Xbox. I played probably 3 or 4 games on Xbox, and then just dropped off the My Player mode entirely. But there was a point where I ground out from the lowest level without buying extra VC to like a level 80 character.
Right. And so, like, for instance,
that was like 5 years ago, at least, probably, though.
So this year, I started out and I started playing. So, okay, I bought the $100 version of the game. I bought because it comes with the next gen version, which is its own problem. That's a whole other can of worms that I don't even want to get into. But this $100 version of the game, you're supposed to get 100,000 free VC. Never got it. Nobody did. And like nobody that I know that bought this $100 version of the game got that free VC that the game was supposed to come with, or the My Team packs that it's supposed to come with, or the boosts. None of us got that pre-order Super Mamba Forever Edition stuff that is supposed to come with the game. And then when you go and you file a ticket to 2K, then they try to run you through all these hoops that are like, well, why don't you send us a picture of your receipt? Why don't you refer to this guide? Why don't you tell us the items you're exactly missing? And it's like, you can't just give me the stuff that you promised me for my purchase. So like, oh man, it's bad. Just to boil it down, the basketball and the gameplay is great. Everything else about 2K sucks. So I would advise everybody to just not buy this game. Don't buy it. Don't spend your money on this. Don't give them the satisfaction like I do. Don't be like me. Be better than me. You know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah.
It makes me so angry. And so it's just like, yeah, it's a shame. But yeah, we've been playing it, and I'm sure I'll continue to play it and hate myself every time. So yay.
Kevin, any thoughts on NBA 2K before we go?
I don't know why you're playing this game. It sounds terrible.
Yeah, that sounds nuts. Playing
it
NHL,
is nuts.
I've never felt pressured to like buy anything for NHL to boost my character.
I don't think there's anything you can buy to boost your character, is there?
No.
No.
Okay.
There might be.
There might be like sticks or something that like give you increased statistics or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never and like I have a lot of fun with the NHL one. The NHL one is the only one I play at this point, though.
Yeah, because you're earning your stat points when you make your own guy to do the career mode. Like you earn your stats to use.
Yeah.
I think you can buy them, but
I would venture so far to say is all the EA sports games that have pretty solid my career modes. They're not the best thing ever, but they're okay. And they don't.
I don't even think you don't really even level your acceleration gets increased based on your performance and stuff like that, and like your speed and endurance. Like it doesn't even. It's not like, oh, I need to like go in and buy this stat up. If I recall correctly, there's like badge type things that make you better at certain things.
Right. Yeah.
But the statistics kind of just go up and down based on your play, which is interesting.
Yeah. You know, it is what it is. Where EA gets you is the Ultimate Team stuff.
Oh yeah, they make so much money on that stuff.
Where 2K gets you is the My Career stuff and the Ultimate Team stuff.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, and until there's some semblance of competition in the sports market and all of these games no longer have exclusivity with a certain publisher or developer, this is the way it's going to be. So I wish I could change it, but man, it sucks. It is what it is.
I'm happy they didn't bring that to my wrestling games.
Mm.
It is 2K.
That's actually shocking, to be honest.
I'm just so happy I don't spend like, I don't know, $150 just to make my character good.
Yeah.
So
well, going from this terrible topic into a thing that I think will be pretty popular, and I have been enjoying a lot personally, we have Spellbreak. Spellbreak was released last week, the week before. Do we know? I don't know.
Officially, I think 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Spellbreak is a multiplayer action spellcasting game where you unleash your inner battle mage and master elemental magic to fit your playstyle and cast powerful spell combinations to dominate other players across the Hollowlands. So it is a magic-based battle royale. And honestly, the funny thing about this game, when we after we played like one game, I thought, damn, this is what I thought Realm Royale was going to be like. And because Realm Royale has guns, so that was kind of confusing. But this is like straight up just magic. It's a few interesting systems, I would say, but overall, a lot of fun. Anyone want to give their overall impressions so far with Spellbreak?
Yeah, overall, I'm really into it. I was quite surprised when we jumped in and how much I liked it. It scratched a couple itches with the loot, the way the loot looks. I love like Diablo and World of Warcraft. So when the loot pops up, you got your green, your purple, your blues. Scratch that itch. It's really cool to see all the spells, how they work together. Say you're using, I've been using wind and poison.
I like the wind combinations for sure.
Yeah, and it's cool when you spray acid on the ground. If you throw your wind at it, it kind of causes dust and it kind of explodes up. So it's really cool. I'm really surprised. Really into it.
Yeah, I'm loving it. It's one of the surprise hits of the year for me. It's just like Bojangles said. Every time I boot up this game and every time I fall in and that music starts playing, I just want to play World of Warcraft. You know what I mean? It really does. It scratches that high fantasy itch, and it's a solid game. Just from a performance standpoint, it runs well. There's crossplay. I haven't run into any connection issues. It is a surprise hit of the year. Gonna be probably in my top 10 this year because I think it's so unique, and it's an original IP in the battle royale genre that I do like. Out of all these games we've played on our list, the only one I consistently want to go back to sometimes is Fall Guys. This is the next one. Like this is the one that I sit there and I see it on my Xbox dashboard and I'm like, ooh, that sounds fun. Let's do that. And I end up playing, 4 or 5 matches and there's having a great time, even though, I'm not good at the game. It is just so unique and so cool that it's sort of got its hooks in me in a way I did not expect it to. And it is, I'm having a ton of fun with this game.
Kevin, what have your impressions been so far?
Of the Spellbreak?
Yes, of the Spellbreak.
The Spellbreak.
You said you thought this was what Realm Royale was going to be, but I mean, I like Realm Royale how it is. You got that throwing hammer, which is really cool. But
yeah, I never got to try the throwing hammer. Okay, Kevin.
Oh, it's really cool, dude. Just like, he throws it and he's like, oh, they got me, dude.
What about Spellbreak, Kevin?
Spellbreak? Oh, yeah, we're talking about Spellbreak. I forgot about that. Realm Royale is pretty cool, too. I thought there would have been guns here, too. Like, I thought it would have been similar to Realm Royale. I was thinking the opposite in Maddock. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, and then when I found out it's just like all spells and it's just magic powers, I was like, oh, interesting. I wonder how this is going to feel. And I like it. It feels pretty cool. I like a lot of the abilities. I think when I play, I always do fire, and I either switch between wind or the acid or toxic, whatever it's called. So I like those two combos. What is that? Oh, like the runes where you like have ability to like dash or fly. The flight one is so cool because
the flight one's so good.
Yeah, I think Mike brought it up. He said it makes you feel like Superman because you get that like, boost. And
really
it's like, oh shoot, it's so cool, it's so awesome. I like it. And then, man, the one thing I don't like about it makes you choose where you want to drop, but it makes you drop from above and not spawn you in at the ground level. Because I really want that from that game. I don't like how they're still dropping in, even though you choose where you want to drop. It's just, I don't know, it's weird. I would have thought it would have been like...
It's definitely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that mechanic is weird, and to me it feels like, hey, you're picking sort of your general area, rather than like a specific pinpoint location like you would in Realm Royale. It's like, here's your portal over this area, and you can sort of fly down and float over. But I get what Kevin's saying. It is weird. It feels redundant.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go very far when you're dropping. You can't really go too far out of your zone that you picked.
Yeah, I found it interesting that like it kind of sometimes will skew one direction or another on the map, and like a bunch of them will be on one side. And then there's these magic bubbles that have extra good loot. Legendary chests. You go and just hit the button and it takes a little while to spawn the legendary loot, but people love going for those. So if you're trying to drop spicy, you just go there. But I found that like if you're just going around otherwise, you're still getting a decent amount of loot, which I don't hate. But I guess like my thing is like I'd like to get a little bit going first before I run into a ton of people, because if you don't get a shield belt or you don't have health items, everything becomes very difficult very quickly. Overall, I would say I'm not particularly good at this game, but every single time I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
And as everyone experienced earlier when I was playing solos, I am super toxic when I'm talking about people when I kill them. There's just something so satisfying because like there was 2 or 3 times this morning when I was playing and it was just like, I killed these kids and I didn't even have damage. I was like, how'd this happen? But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's definitely a skill gap to it. the way you move, you have you kind of float. You have a lot. You need strategy about what spells you're throwing down because there is friendly fire. So if Kevin's going in on somebody and we throw down a poison cloud, he's going to get poisoned.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of skill gap to how you play the game compared to the other battle royals we've played.
Yeah, I would say that. Go ahead, Kev.
I know there's friendly fire, but I'm still throwing that at you guys either way. So you better watch out. Don't get in my way because I'm trying to kill her here. Right? I'm trying to kill.
It makes to back up to what Bone Jangles is saying, especially in teams and squad trios, it makes the composition super deep because you don't want to go in with two guys that have a lightning gauntlet, right? You want to be able to mix and match your gauntlets because so many of these spells combine together to make different and better spells. So if Bone Jangles is going to go in with a wind tornado, I know I want to go in with either a lightning or a fire or something. So when he does cast that wind tornado on somebody, I can make it an electric tornado or a fire tornado. And so really from the team composition standpoint, there's strategy involved there. And I think it's super, super cool what they've done with it to make it as deep as it can be. And I was just reading some of these combos on the internet that you can do.
Oh, really?
It was
I haven't looked at that.
It's blowing.
Yeah, I don't even think we've seen all of them.
No, I could not believe what I was seeing because there's stuff that you can do with ice where apparently if you have ice on the ground and you blow it up with fire, it creates an ice cloud, an ice mist that sort of floats around. And
I noticed that.
It's just that's how deep we're getting with this dude. That's crazy. It's so cool that it's so much deeper than I originally thought it was because it doesn't present itself that way. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a game that's going to have legs, especially if they introduce new powers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how deep and how complex that can be, and man, it's going to be a balancing nightmare for them. But I think it's well worth it because again, this year this is probably my favorite battle royale I've played. But favorite new battle royale that I've played.
Well, I wonder what other powers can they add? It seems like they add a lot already, and I can't really think of anything else. I don't know, metal. I don't know.
There's really no water. There's ice.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
you know what
ice,
I mean? So yeah, outside of water, I can't think of any other elements. Or maybe Kevin said metal, iron, some sort of thing like that.
Yeah.
But I this is just I'm super, super high on this game right now. And we'll see. Check back with me in 2 or 3 weeks and see if I'm still as high on it as I am. But right now I'm super duper enjoying this.
Yeah, the variety of powers just has starting points, and then also the runes with the flight, the feather fall, the teleport. There's all these invisibility if you want to play it a little bit different. There's all these that definitely can lead to a bunch of different play styles. The invisibility is super powerful, but if you get into the end game, it's less you feel like you can't move around enough to get away.
Mm-hmm.
But you can pop shields while you're invisible and stuff like that. So there's a balancing act to be had there for sure. Those are all very cool. Everything's very clearly late. It's just as soon as you see something, it'll be oh, you already have something better than that. You don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. I think one of the more interesting things that not a ton of battle royales do is that you have talents, and talents provide different benefits cooldown speed and stuff like that. And there are a list of talents if you go into the mastery tab, and for each one you just have to unlock new ones, you have to level up certain gauntlets. So you go in, and I think you have to get to level 6. If you get to level 6 in all of them, you'll have all of the talents unlocked. So it's not you have to level forever to get all these abilities possibly, but you get the fire one and then the wind one, and I think it's a good way to explore trying different ones, and then also getting those talents that are just going to help your character grow.
Mm-hmm. It's sort of Go ahead, Bonnie.
You're pretty much speccing your character like you wouldn't in an RPG.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
It is. It's literally, they're making it feel more like an RPG. League of Legends does this too.
Yeah.
It's sort of like you put me in this high fantasy setting, and as gamers, we're conditioned to know what we're supposed to expect with that. And I feel like these masteries are sort of their way of saying, okay, here's your percentages, here's your buffs and your debuffs and all the stuff that you guys know from every other high fantasy game you've ever played.
And then the one other interesting thing that I feel like it does a little bit different is that your talents upgrade, and you can read scrolls to upgrade. I don't know if those are the talents. Are they the same thing as the talents, or are they something else? I don't know. As you go along, your lightning casts will get better.
So you have 3 talents. Mind, spirit, and body, I think, are the 3 talents.
Yeah.
When you set those talents, there is a talent for mind, a talent for spirit, and a talent for body. You run around the map and you find these scrolls, and you can level each one up 3 times. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And it makes way more sense if you play it than if I just sit here and explain it to you. But yes, when you find those scrolls, you're leveling up the talents that you chose in your mastery tree. So there is a lot more customization there than you might realize at first. But say in my mind talent, and I don't know if this is even one, but say I know one of my talents with the lightning gauntlet, right, is if you are at 80% mana or above, the first lightning strike deals 15% more damage. That's my spirit talent. When I go and find a spirit talent scroll on the map, it goes up to 18% more damage, and then maybe 20% more damage, 25% more damage. I'm leveling that specific mastery that I chose in that tree.
There's also a thing that it does where when you enter a new circle, it kind of upgrades all of your gauntlet powers. Mm-hmm. Which I think is interesting.
Yep.
And I know for the toxic one, when you throw a cloud burst, after you get a certain amount of them, it will throw 3 cloud bursts every time and 3 lightning strikes, which is a lot of fun, I feel like, just to mix it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just another thing, like Bonnie said earlier, where that thing pops and it's level up, check out this new thing your power can do.
Ding ding.
It's so familiar, you know what I mean? It's so familiar, and it makes me feel good every time.
I also appreciate the way you upgrade your gauntlet. It's kind of like Hyperscape. If you find the same weapon, pick that up, it upgrades your primary. I really like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The one thing that it seems to be lacking, or I don't really understand how it works, is there doesn't seem to be a battle pass at all right now, or any when you upgrade or when you level up your win powers, after you get past the talent upgrades and stuff like that, there are some items that you get unlocked for banners and such. But it seems right now there's a tab that's kind of locked out right now, and I think they haven't put in a battle pass yet. Maybe they definitely have a marketplace that you can just buy skins and other such things. Mm-hmm. I think it's fine, but nothing really spoke to me, and I was not oh, I definitely have to buy that or anything.
Mm-hmm. It's very bare bones, very bare bones.
I think it's been in alpha and beta for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
But
and it shows.
For sure. It shows, and it's a very good final product, I would say.
Yeah, there's just not much. There's really not much to it. There's no voice acting. I don't know if you noticed. There's not too much voice acting, so each character doesn't really have their own personality or anything. The only skin that I have got is if you play on PlayStation, there's a founders pack you can download, and you can link your accounts. So if you have your Epic account linked to PlayStation, you get a skin there. That's the only new skin I've got, though. I have no idea how to get other ones.
Yeah,
I think you just have to buy them in the marketplace right now.
A handful in the marketplace, but even like Matt was saying, none of those have really made me feel oh man, I need to drop money right now.
There are some cool ones that exist, but only famous streamers have seemed to achieved that status, that they have this crazy ghost looking girl. I know Dr. Lupo was jealous that Crafty had that skin and like messaged the developers and they added it to his account. I was like, oh my god, ridiculous. But I think like some of those things are like from testing during alpha and like helping out the developers that like gave out a few cool skins.
The really cool skins that you're seeing right now are the ones that are, or for people who were in those early alphas and betas. I know Pirate Steve and JD were in this thing like 6 months ago. It feels like.
Oh really?
Oh
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, they've been testing this game for a while, and like I said earlier, you can tell this game runs super well. It runs super well on PC. It runs super well on Xbox. I haven't played it on Switch yet, but it's there.
Yeah, it is there.
So,
which respect for that, because that's always like a task and a half to get things onto the Switch to work on the internet well.
Yeah, something with full crossplay.
Yeah, very cool.
You know, something brand new. Who made this game? Do we know? Like, who's the developer on this?
I think I closed the tab that I had open.
Because it's shocking how much. Yeah, I can't even read that word. Yeah,
Proletariat.
Some developer I've never heard of.
They made World of Zombization and Streamline. I don't know any of these games.
Yeah. So it's an original IP from a developer I've never heard of, published on the Epic Games Store, linked to your Epic account with full crossplay, and it performs super well. And like all that stuff is just mind-boggling for a new IP in this space. And you just got to give a huge shout out to that team over there, because they've done something really cool here that just works. So yeah, I'm super impressed by it.
Yeah, feels fresh, feels familiar as well with all the loot and everything.
Kevin, do you have any feelings, thoughts, desires that you need to tell us about right now?
I mean, you guys covered everything pretty much I wanted to say, which is pretty good, saying that this game pretty much has it nailed down. It doesn't really need to. I don't know if it needs to improve. I don't know how much it needs to, like, what else does it need to add on besides like other powers?
I'd just say that battle pass, more incentive to grind specific, challenges, things like that. Things that make me feel like I need to go to a certain place on this map and do certain things.
Yeah,
like this game is ripe for like quests. You know what I mean? Like,
oh man, that'd be so
putting
awesome.
a bunch of like maybe even NPCs on the map, dude. Like where you go and you talk to an NPC on the map and they tell you, "Hey, go over here, fetch this thing for me."
Oh, I love that.
They like this game. They could do 1,000 different things with this game.
You want contracts, is what you're saying? You want contracts from Warzone?
Maybe not contracts. Maybe I'm talking like even more traditional. Even more traditional quests. Like you land at one of these named locations. There's an NPC sitting there, and you go up and talk to him, and he's like, "Hey, go kill 5 sheep." Like you go back, and he maybe gives you an upgraded version of your gauntlet. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. I could see this game doing stuff like that, and it totally working just because of the genre. Not the battle royale genre, but the fantasy genre, and just how this game looks and the aesthetic of it. They could go 1,000 different directions with this.
Yeah, plus it's not a full. I don't think it's a full 100. I think it's like 60 people or something. So, and there's plenty of room on the map to add quests. I love that idea. I absolutely love that.
For the fact that it's not 100 people and there is like 60 or so players, I feel like the once you get like to the first circle, the engagements and combat are like pretty consistent and constant. You're not like, it's not like sometimes when you get into a Fortnite match and you land far away and then you come in and there's 5 people left in the game or anything like that. You can't just like hide from everyone, because as soon as that circle gets small, there's usually like 10, 15 people for the last like 2 or 3 circles, I would say. And it gets wild because everyone's flying around and you're battling like 3 separate people at the same time. There's powers going off everywhere.
And you know who the really good players are because they can 1-3 people easily.
Yeah.
Like Maddox was saying earlier, I'm horrible at this game.
I got 3rd place in solos, and that was the best I've done so far.
Yeah, I'm really, really bad at this game, but I still want to go play it. Like,
it's fun.
That's part of why I'm so high on it. It's just like it's so it's just fun. It's fun and it works, and it's in a genre, that fantasy genre that I love so much, and they do it really well. So,
and when you hit like certain spells and it like hits the person fully, you're like,
Oh, it
yes,
feels so good.
it feels so good. Like, but especially the area of attack ones, you're like, oh, I feel so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I just lightning strike that guy for all of his shield and 10 of his health or something like that. Crazy.
Yeah, this is one I want to get. I want to try to at least get relatively good at.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play it some more because it's like different enough, and like it's definitely a good mix-up game. We have like a few like, oh, here's a good mix-up game, but like this one, I could also like mix it up, but also play it for like 5 hours.
Right.
I feel like,
yeah,
which is not necessarily the case with like Super Animal Royale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like this is a game where maybe it is because it's so fresh and so new that I feel the same way, Maddock, where it's just like, hey, this is something different that we can throw in the rotation, but also like this is something that could carry a whole stream if it wants to, you know.
Yeah,
It's really just, it's kind of that diverse and that sort of game. So yeah, I totally get what you're saying there. What do y'all think about the revive mechanic?
I like it.
I like that it doesn't take that long. I feel like your little glowy orb moves very slow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very noticeable.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's like the
like you're hovered off. Yeah.
Realm Royale. Yeah.
Yeah, you can move, but it's still kind of hard to get away from whoever's trying to exile you.
Right, and that's the other side of that is like when you banish somebody or whatever it's called to their little light ball. You do have to go up there and exile them. It's not like a traditional battle royale where you down somebody and then you just keep shooting them a little bit and they're gone. When you down them, you got to go right up there and you got to hold the square button or X button or whatever on the keyboard and exile them. And I think it's a neat little way to just keep you mobile. And it's sort of that high risk, high reward gameplay that I love to see in the battle royales.
Yeah, because like if someone gets res and you can sneak away and get a few heals off, like you're just replaying that whole battle, and it's just like such a task. The time to kill is so slow for the most part overall that it's just like, oh no, they're bringing a guy back and he has some amount of health, and you're like, damn.
Yeah, you feel that's what I love about it. Is like when you banish somebody. Well, what's it called when you
exile?
No, exile's when you exile them for good.
Oh, okay.
Like when you put them in, when you put them in the light ball, it's called something different. But it like when you do, down somebody, quote unquote, like for me at least, I do feel the need to like immediately run over there and exile them because it's like, because you last forever in that little thing. It's like 45 seconds. So your team has a lot of time to come and res you out of that. And so, yeah, it is like, man, when I get somebody downed, I do feel like, I need to figure out how I'm going to play the rest of this out because they have a lot of time right now to make something happen and totally turn the tides on us. So I think that one mechanic alone really, really affects the way that this game is played, and it, will affect the strategies we see moving forward with it.
For sure.
I'm curious if they'll add a buyback mechanic or anything like that. I feel like they could. Some sort of rune that helps you cast a spell to bring back a teammate or something.
Yeah, because I remember when we died in this game and you're dead forever. It's just like kind of boring. Now you're just watching your teammates. I guess we got so used to Warzone.
We're so spoiled.
Yeah, we can be revived. So
I think, Kevin, to go back to your question earlier about like what would you like to see them add? I'd like to see 100 player matches. I mean, this like I think Maddock was saying. Yeah, I think it is.
I think it is.
It might be.
Like
if they throw a few more spawn points on there.
Yeah, like you were saying, how they sort of relegate all the portals to one half or one. They sort of skew them a different direction.
Yeah,
I think if they just open up portals across the whole map, I think you could get 100 players on this easy. I think it's a question of, are they prepared for that?
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if they are. I wonder if they even tried it before in the betas. They had.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Would have had to try it at least to see how it felt, but yeah.
I also wonder, like, or like, how does everyone feel about the map in general? Like, I feel like it's not particularly memorable, but also interesting enough.
Nothing
And,
really
like,
looks different. Like all
There's
the
enough
castles
like
and stuff.
verticality with all the broken down castles and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
fine. It's not like you said, it's not super memorable, but and like Bojangles said, yeah, all of the buildings sort of blend together after a while. But
They're just castles.
yeah, there's that little desert region. I think there's a little snowy region, and the rest of it's sort of just grassland and towns and castles sort of scattered throughout that. But
Yeah.
for me, the draw of this game isn't in the map; it's in the gameplay, it's in the powers.
Yeah.
You know, so there's room to be improved there, but it's not something I would knock the game for.
I would agree. Any negative thoughts on the game in general? I know Kevin always feels like we're too positive, you know.
Game sucks, dude. I'm just saying right now. No, yeah.
Here it goes.
What was I gonna say? I don't remember what I was gonna say. Maybe a revive or buyback system for your teammates, so they can come back at least one more time or something like that. That'd be cool. I don't know what else they can add that I didn't like. I really wish, Maddock, when we picked our spawn points, it was like Fallout, where you saw where everyone was going. You saw like the dots.
Yeah, because you can tell. So if you look at the map, it says like,
yeah,
oh, there's if no one else is going there, it'll be a certain color.
Mhm.
But I think I've seen like 1 or 2 times where that has been like, there has been like a spot on the map that's actually no one is going to that spawn point, because I think everyone likes to spread out, or at least try and get to a spot where they can go for the legendary loot chests.
Yeah,
But that would be cool, Kevin.
yeah.
I agree.
I like the surprise from Fallout 76, where once the time runs out, you see where the dots are at, and you're like, oh god, I picked a good spot, or oh no, we're surrounded by so many people. I just like that. I like that surprise. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think if I was to have any nitpicky stuff, it's the game doesn't feel that great on a controller. It just doesn't. You're doing a lot of jumping and flying in this game, and there's a lot of moments where you need to be able to do that and aim at the same time.
Mhm.
But I mean, outside of that, just balancing stuff. I think right now Stone is kind of the Stone power, the Stone Gauntlet. It's a little too strong in my opinion. Just because it's easy to be accurate with that big boulder and the smash, and I think that those do a little too much damage. But like I said, there's so much to this game, and it's so layered that it's going forward. It's going to be just a balancing act of all these different powers working together and making sure one's not too ridiculous. So we'll see moving forward. And I know they did really well. They had like 2 million players in the first week or something. They were tweeting out. So I do hope that they get a little, more incentive to keep balancing and keep adding and innovating on this game, because I really do think they have something special here.
Yeah, I don't feel like any of the powers are too off balance overall. I think you're not at like a severe disadvantage if you're not using a specific power, which is great.
Right.
It's not like in Warzone where you can use one of 3 guns to be successful or something.
I say Stone is powerful, but it doesn't have the range of like an ice. Or a lightning, right? So
the skill level on some of those is like really high too.
Yeah, so like if you're really super good with the ice bow, you're gonna be very successful from range. But if you get into like a mid to close range fight with somebody with that thing, you're gonna struggle, because there's a lot of moving around, and they have something that has a larger AoE effect than you, and that just is what it's gonna be. So yeah, it's the abilities themselves and how strong they all are. It'll be interesting to see if they buff or nerf any specific thing moving forward.
And shout out to them for not having any noticeable server problems in all the times I've played it so far.
It's crazy
with 2 million players.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I have no excuses, or because like even like games like Apex had terrible server issues at the beginning, and that was a limited size with 60.
Right. we'll
and
see.
Apex is considered to be one of the better ones for that.
Yeah, if they do up those lobby sizes, we'll see what happens, man. Even in Warzone when they went to 150, you could feel a difference.
Mhm.
So we'll see if we'll see what happens if they add 100 players on the map instead of 60.
Didn't they go 200 in Warzone?
Yeah, 200
Okay.
from 150.
I miss those 200 player lobbies. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
those were a good time.
We had 200 player. I forgot about.
Yeah, we were like, oh, we're getting so many kills, and it was because there's so many more people on the map.
Oh, really? Is that why?
Yeah. There was like a special mode for like 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know, something like that.
I guess I missed it too.
All right. I guess unless anyone has any other final thoughts on it, we obviously all like it a good amount. We will get to ranking this battle royale.
So I messaged Mike about it. I'm like, what do you think of Spellbreak before we end the episode? I would have thought he would give me a paragraph, but this is what he said. It's really good. That's it.
Wise words from Snow Bicycle Bicycle.
I love the idea of them adding quests. I love that idea. It would also be cool if they added like mini bosses to get epic loot. Take down a mini boss. Oh man, that sounds awesome.
All right. So our list as it stands currently, at number 12, we have Cuisine Royale. At number 11, we have Ring of Elysium. At number 10, we have Battlefield 5 Firestorm. At number 9, we have Nuclear Winter. At number 8, we have Super Animal Royale. At number 7, we have PUBG. At number 6, we have Hyperscape. At number 5, we have Blackout. Number 4, we have Realm Royale. At number 3, we have Fall Guys. And at number 2, we have Fortnite. And at number 1, Apex Legends. So, does anyone have any feelings on where this should be on this list?
I mean, I know where it's probably gonna be.
Where do you feel like it should be?
Where I feel like it should be is above Fall Guys.
Above Fall Guys. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But I won't be mad if it's below Fall Guys and above Realm. But for me, I just like I don't know. Maybe I'm burnt out on Fall Guys a little bit. But this, like, I just feel like this is a totally new thing. It's not a party game. It came into a space where it's already super saturated and very hard. Like we saw what happened to Hyperscape, right?
Yeah.
I just don't see that happening to this game, and I hope I don't eat my words. I think this game does have legs. I don't think it's going to end up like Realm, where it's got sort of just a cult following. So I think it goes above Fall Guys and below Fortnite, and I think that I hope rather that we see this game continue to be successful in the months ahead, because I'm tired of the run of the mill stuff, man, and this is so unique and so cool that I think it deserves to be number 3 on this list.
I think it might get a cult following because I don't know who else is playing this game. Like besides, like the big
2 million people.
No, like on like the big time Twitch streamers. I mean, you always get the big crowd coming in at first, but like after that, after it happened, I felt like Realm Royale was like that. I remember Realm Royale was kind of big at the beginning, but now it's like it just eased off. It's at a steady pace right now, so it doesn't feel too crazy like it used to. That's what I feel like Spellbreak might be, because. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I definitely like a lot of people are playing it, like on stream. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I just that would stink for me, because I do really like this game, and I think it's done something really cool. If I were to look at Twitch right now and look at categories, it's not even breaking like the top 10. So
it's like 9,000 right now.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. That sucks, man, for me personally, because I just think this is such a cool game, and I think it deserves to have a following, and it deserves to be big, because it's not every day you see a new battle royale that's just a whole new IP with nothing behind it from a developer I've never even heard of be this good.
Agreed.
So for me, this is. It's above Fall Guys, but I if y'all want to put it below Fall Guys and above Realm, I won't be mad at that.
I'll put it above Fall Guys.
I'd put it above Fall Guys too.
Oh, really?
Just because it's a true battle royale, you know.
Yeah, for sure. That gives it a little bit more street cred than the Fall Guys. Just on the basis there.
Yeah. That's kind of for me too. It's like Fall Guys is a party game. Technically, yes, it's a battle royale, whatever, but it's only a battle royale in that it's the last man standing. It has the battle royale formula. You know what I mean? You're on a big map with a closing circle and everybody fighting each other at the same time. So for me, that does mean something. So yeah. What about you?
All right.
What?
Where would you rank it, Kevin?
I ranked either way, but I would have put it below Fall Guys. I would have put it like with Fall Guys if there was an option.
Yeah.
There isn't really like that type of option for us. So
yeah,
because it is better than Realm, in my opinion.
Because
definitely better than Realm.
Yeah,
I think
both this and Fall Guys are sort of like for me, just like the surprise hit. It's like these two games I never really even heard of before this year, and they both came out and really got me. Like this game really does have me right now, and I'm having a lot of fun every time I play it.
Agreed. So now, as the list stands, we got at number 13, Cuisine Royale; at number 12, Ring of Elysium; at number 11, Firestorm; number 10, Nuclear Winter; at number 9, Super Animal; at number 8, PUBG; at number 7, Hyperscape; at number 6, Blackout; at number 5, Realm Royale; at number 4, Fall Guys; at number 3, Spellbreak; number 2, Fortnite; and number 1, Apex Legends. We did not discuss what we will be playing next week yet, so we'll have to figure that out.
What do we got?
I guess.
Let's not right now, real quick. What do we got? We got anything?
What haven't we done, man? What's new? Is there anything cool?
Spellbreaker.
Yeah, I accidentally. Yeah, yes, Kevin. It was spelled wrong for a second there.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Good question.
We can go to now, man.
It's a lot. We'll tweet.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure this out off the podcast because it's gonna take way too long to figure it out right now.
Is Among Us Battle Royale?
No.
No.
Damn. I was hoping for it, dude. Number one.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up this week's podcast. Thank you all for listening. Kevin, you got any special words for people to write in the comments of the YouTube video this week?
If you're listening to this right now, at the end of it, say Mike sucks.
Okay, well,
I'll throw some shade.
Okay, and if YouTube comments are just too far away from you, you can always tweet at Flurple and just say Slurpy, Slurpy, Flurpy, Flurpy.
It's not at Flurple.
It's Slurp.
Well, that's not even Flurple's handle, dude. Tweeting at some random guy.
No, it is his handle, right?
No, I think it's like Meyer.
Fall Guy Fieri or Meyer Brew or something like that.
Meyer Brew, I think.
Yeah, he changed it. I think it used to be Flurple, but it's still Flurple on Twitch and Flurple in our hearts. So slurp, slurp, flurp, flurp.
Oh,
anyway, now that we have that all sorted out, until next week.
Calms out.
Jagles?
Oh, yep, calms out. Yep.
Calms out.
Yep, calms out, Kevin.
I was associate